back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you are new here. Around here we like the video before we watch it, so I'm just gonna give you guys 3 seconds to like my video. 3, 2, 1, done. And I hope you've liked it. We like the video because I know you're gonna gain a lot from this video. So as you can see by the title, I'm going to be giving you guys a full, ultimate, comprehensive, everything you need to know about Cape Town accommodation. I have been meaning to make this video for about 2 or 3 months now, but I've been deferring it because I wanted it to have as much content as possible. I wanted to research different residences, both on campus and off campus. I wanted to make sure I could get the best prices for you guys, to let you guys know what you need to expect when you're moving to Cape Town, whether you're a student or whether you're just somebody who wants to come to Cape Town for university. Maybe you're a student in matric or A-level and you want to come to Cape Town for university, or maybe you're actually just somebody who works already and you're planning on moving maybe from Joburg to Cape Town. This is going to give you everything you need to know about accommodation in Cape Town. I was in first year last year at UCT, and then I moved into private accommodation in my second year. So I'm just going to be giving you guys, everything, the steps and the processes that I went through to find my accommodation, to find the place that I wanted to live in. The place that I live in, I'm going to disclose where I live, but a lot of people have asked me what is the building that I stay in, because a lot of people seem to like it from my vlogs. So I'm going to be telling you guys everything. I did do a lot of research. As you guys can see, I did do a lot of research on the accommodation in Cape Town, the different prices, and I'm going to be showing you guys everything in this video. I'm going to be ranking it from cheap to medium to extremely expensive accommodation. So whatever caliber you decide to choose, or whatever you think is suitable for you, just make sure you stay tuned. Don't forget to subscribe, because our subscribers are growing. This family is growing really big and really fast, so don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. We're going to be starting off with the cheapest accommodation that you can possibly get in Cape Town, especially if you're a student. The cheapest accommodation that you can get, in my opinion, is probably Res accommodation, because Res comes with Res. If you're in first year, you're going to be sharing a double room with somebody else at UCT specifically. I'm talking about UCT specifically. If you're in first year, you're going to be sharing a double room with somebody else. If you're in second year and above, you get your own single room. I was privileged enough to get a single room when I was in first year, only because I applied to UCT late and they had nowhere to put me. I was actually supposed to be in a different Res, but I ended up in Gracia Michelle because I came to school late, basically. But yeah, if you're in first year, you're gonna get a double room. If you're in second year, you can get a single room going up. So in Res at UCT, you get your own bedroom, you get a shared kitchenette with I think 9 other people in your cluster. You get a shared kitchen, also share bathrooms, so you share 2 bathrooms. No, actually you share 4 bathrooms, if I'm not mistaken, or 2 bathrooms and 2 showers. You share a lot of stuff when you're in UCT Res, but overall my Res experience was pretty cool. I do have a video on why I moved out of UCT Res. You can check it out on my channel. You can either stay in catering Res or you can stay in non-catering Res. So if you're staying in catering Res, you're looking at 39,000 rands per year. That is 3,250 rands per month. That is very cheap for Cape Town accommodation, in my opinion. The other places you can look at 7 to 10k to 15,000 rands per month. So UCT Res, you'll be paying about 3,250 rands per month, which is in catering Res. In self-catering Res, you'll be paying 26,000 rands per month. So obviously self-catering Res is cheaper because you cook for yourself, you buy your own groceries and stuff like that. But in catering Res, you go to the dining hall and you eat at the DH. So self-catering Res, you're looking at about 2,166 rands per month, and then catering Res, you're looking at about 3,250 rands per month. So that is just the basic standard of accommodation in Cape Town, especially for a student. I would highly listen to me now. I would highly recommend you to go into Res if you're a first year student. It is not, first of all, number one, you're moving to a completely different country. You probably are moving here by yourself with no friends, no family, like I did. So I came from Zim and I knew nobody in Cape Town, no friends in Cape Town. So it was very, very crucial for me to move into Res because I made a lot of friends in Res. I met a lot of great people. I met people doing my similar program. I met people that I could study with, people that I could go out with. You just need to move to Res if you're a first year, just to make those mutual connections. A lot of people have asked me what building I stay in, and they are matric students or A-level students, and they want to move into private accommodation first year. Do not even try it. It is it's very hard being independent in Cape Town. When I moved into private accommodation, I was actually only 19 and I was managing my expenses by myself at 19. So it wasn't easy. It's not an easy thing to do, to move into private accommodation. So as a first year student, I would highly recommend you to move into UCT Res. You can also Google the different residences that we have at UCT: lower campus, middle campus, and upper campus. So I don't know all of the reses off by head, but I can tell you most of the reses that we have at UCT, which take the most students, are on lower campus. There's Grosh Michelle Hall, that's the one I stayed in. There's Leo Market, there's Baxter Hall, there is Leesburg Res, there's Forest Hill Res, and then I'm not sure, I think those two might actually be on middle campus. And then there's on upper campus, there's Fuller Hall Res. I've always wanted to actually be in Fuller, but I didn't end up getting into Fuller, but there's Fuller on upper campus. So there's quite a lot of different residences for UCT students. And I think when you apply to UCT, if you apply for catering res, they automatically put you into a res allocated for you. I don't know if you're allowed to choose. Well, I personally didn't get to choose. Maybe it was just because I came late, but I personally didn't get to choose. So yeah, you can just Google the different names that I said for UCT Res. Literally Google up UCT different residences and all of the residences will come up if you want to decide which res you should go into. So that is the cheapest accommodation that I would say for a first year student or any student wanting to come and live in Cape Town, whether you're still in Bosch at UWC or anything. I think the cheapest is to just go straight into res. Next, we're going on to the next rank of cheap accommodation. We're now looking at off-campus accommodation. Okay, so things are about to get interesting. So for off-campus accommodation, it's definitely going to be more expensive than res. I don't think there are a few couple of apartments where it's probably the same price as res, but those apartments move very, very fast, and it's very difficult to find an apartment if you're coming in late. So I obviously didn't find an apartment because I came in late. But if you want to start Googling and researching a cheap accommodation, you need to start as soon as possible, because the cheapest accommodation in Cape Town goes by very fast. So the student areas in Cape Town, if you want to look them up, are Rondebosch, Claremont, Newlands, and Observatory. Those are the top 4 places that you'll find a lot of students. I stay in Observatory, so yeah, those are the top 4 places that you'll find a lot of students. I'm actually going to be going step by step with you. I've got my iPad over here. I'm going to be going step by step with you guys on how to find different accommodations in Cape Town. So when I was looking for accommodation in Cape Town, I went on to the site called Property 24. Property 24 is like probably where you'll find all sorts of accommodation in Cape Town, whether expensive or cheap. I'm going to be sharing the screen now. You can find somewhere where there's 2 rooms that you want to share with a friend, or 1 room that you want to share by yourself. You can find it on Property 24. But let me tell you one thing about the Property 24 accommodation places is that sometimes they are actually unavailable, but it's still on Property 24, the website. So you just need to be contacting the landlords and checking whether their property is still available. So what I do is I went on to Property 24, and then over here I searched apartment, and then I put in, let's say, minimum price. We want to look for something cheap. If you're looking for something cheap, you're looking at about 3k to 6,000 rands per month. So yeah, you're looking for about 36,000 rands per year. So yeah, you guys can see, if we just go onto Property 24, we can see different apartments. Okay, we can see that there aren't a lot for, let's look at this one. This one is in Cape Town City Centre. This is a bit far from Res, but this is in Cape Town City Centre. This one is going for 5,500 rands per month. You can see over here it says available now, and then we can see that it's 1 bed, 1 bath, 22 meters squared, 5.5k per month. So that's not too bad. We're looking at about 5,500 rands per month, which is about 66,000 rands per year, which is not too expensive for Cape Town accommodation. But let's change the price a little bit. Now let's say we search Rondebosch, there's no apartments for rent in that price range. Search Observatory, still there's no apartments for rent in that range, which means that the apartments are all moving very fast. There's a lot of students that are looking for off-campus accommodation, so sometimes it may be very hard. Okay, now if we try to raise our, let's try to raise the price. Let's raise the price to about 5 to 9,000 rands. Okay, and then we put Cape Town, Western Cape. Okay, now we find a couple of different places. So this is standard Cape Town rent, okay? 5.5k per month in private accommodation. You can find it, but that is a very hard deal to get, okay? You'll be very, very lucky to get something like that. Private accommodation, you're looking at about 6,000 rands up. You're looking at about 72,000 rands per year if you're paying 6k per month. So yeah, we're now looking at off-campus accommodation. You see, let's look at we're obviously not going to look at this one in Camps Bay because that's a bit too far from Res. Let's look at this one in Rondebosch. This one is a 7.2k per month, 1 bedroom apartment, 1 bed, 1 bath, 1 parking spot. That's pretty decent. Furnished bachelor flat. That's another thing you want to look for when you're looking on Property 24. You want to look for whether it's furnished or non-furnished. So yeah, this is furnished. Looks pretty decent, as you can see from the pictures. It's just a decent student accommodation. Okay, that's how I literally was looking for different apartments. I would literally come here, put in a price point. Okay, Newlands, here's another student area. Newlands, 6.5k per month. Let's see if it's furnished, because usually you see they put like, nice pictures of like beds all fully done and stuff, but then it's completely not furnished. It doesn't even come with a bed, so you need to check if it's furnished. Okay, you see over here it even says suitable for single student or young professional, including water and electricity. It has, sorry about that, it has parking, communal garden and pool. This is actually a pretty great deal. Yeah, this is like, okay, they don't have really nice pictures, but they don't have really nice pictures, but I guess this is just for somebody who's like, really needs a new place to stay in. Obviously the higher your rent, the better the place is going to look. So yeah, and then we can look at this one bedroom apartment in Cape Town City Center. Is this furnished? Yeah, it's actually furnished. Weekly cleaning by our on-site team. 1 bed, 1 bath, 20 meters squared. This is actually a really nice one. It's kind of giving hotel vibes. I think this place is already gone. I definitely can guarantee that this place is already sold. This is a very nice place, and for 9,000 rands per month in the city, it's a very good deal. So yeah, so that's what I will do for cheap property. If I'm looking for cheap property, depending on how much you want to pay, if you're paying for yourself, if your parents are paying for you, maybe do this exercise with your parents. Go on to Property 24, put in how much you want to you're looking to rent. If we raise the price again, let's say we're looking at 8,000 to 10,000 rands per month. So yeah, that's now higher to 120 rands per year. There's another place here, Chester House. I think I've seen this. This is another student accommodation, 9.5. No, this is not a good deal. Let me just tell you that 9.5 is not, for what the pictures are giving, 9.5 is not a good deal for this place. You can get 9.5 and live in a better accommodation than this. So you just need to balance out your options when you're looking at places like this. And also another thing you need to check is availability. So depending on when you want to move to Cape Town or when your semester starts, over here it says available 1 December. Let's say I want to move in January, it will still be available. Available now, available 1 October. Okay, so you need to see when it's available so you're able to move into Cape Town. Mowbray is another place that you can also move to as a student. This is going for 10,000. This is 2 bed, 1 bath. So maybe you could get a friend, you could share with your friend, and you'll actually only be paying 5k together. So obviously it's much cheaper to get somebody who you stay with. I personally don't stay with anyone because I didn't want to, but it's much cheaper to stay with someone in Cape Town than to stay by yourself. So you'll be paying 5k together. Yeah, so this is where I would just find, you guys can see Kuti, it's just basic accommodation. It's just not anything too extravagant. Most of the places are furnished, not very nice pictures most of the time. So sometimes you actually need to go and check it out by yourself. When I was actually moving to Cape Town, private accommodation, I think I toured 5 different properties looking for a place, and sometimes the pictures look absolutely nothing like the place. Sometimes the pictures look exactly like what you're going to move into. So it's always best to move into something that you've already viewed. Next, we're going to be moving on to medium rent accommodation. So this is not too expensive, not too cheap, and this is actually going to be something I would say on campus, but not extremely on campus, because it's off-campus accommodation, but it's student-friendly accommodation. So these are accommodations where it's literally a student building. There's not really many people that are working. It's just literally flooded with students, but it's a very good student environment. And the places that I would say you should Google are My Domain, Campus Key, and Fountain Res. So those are 3 different student accommodations in Cape Town. Fountain Res is in Rondebosch. It's literally like above or right next door to the food court. There's some banks, there's a mall. Fountain Res is in a very good spot. And then there's also Campus Key. There's Campus Key Rondebosch and Campus Key Observatory. I hope you guys are taking down these these different locations. So yeah, Campus Key Rondebosch, these are, you know, residences where the Jammy shuttle for UCT passes very close by, so you can literally walk to the Jammy. And then there's My Domain, which is in Salt River, and I think there's also another My Domain in Rondebosch, if I'm not mistaken. For My Domain, for a classic studio, you're looking at about 7,400 rands per month, about 88,800 rands per year, if my maths is right. 88,800 rands per year, which is pretty decent as well. My Domain, I'll put on some pictures on the screen. My Domain is a pretty nice raise, very student friendly. There's pool tables, there's a study area. I'm not sure if there's a pool, but I think there's a gym as well. There's a lot of different amenities in Campus Key and My Domain. And I think Campus Key, one of them even has a little like bar, like a little alcohol bar where you can go drink with your friends and stuff like that. So it's literally just Res, but Res on drugs, if you get what I mean. It's like Res, but top tier Res, if you get what I mean. Yeah, it's just Res, but like bougie Res. Okay, so Campus Key Res, you can either get standard room, a silver room, or a platinum room. Some Campus Key residences are very expensive, because Campus Key, when I think of Campus Key, I think of international students. I think of a lot of, you know, people coming from like France and stuff like that. I think of people coming from Kenya, Zambia, you know, just a bunch of international students. That's what I think of when I think of Campus Key. So yeah, Campus Key, you can get a standard room. Standard room, you're looking at about 7,000 rands per month. To platinum room, you're looking at about 13,000 rands per month, which is pretty expensive. Looking at about 156,000 rands per year. So Campus Key can be pretty expensive. Apartments are actually fully furnished, so you do get your own bed, you get your little desk in your room, you get your own bathroom, and you get your own kitchen. So that's why obviously it can be more expensive, and it is student friendly. So if you are a first year student, again, like I said, you want to go into a race friendly environment, you want to go somewhere where you can meet other students, mingle with other students, go to tests, go to exams, you know, remind each other when things are. You cannot move into accommodation privately if you're in first year. It will just not work. You haven't been around campus, you don't know where everything is. You need someone to help you, and you need someone to get lost with. It's not nice getting lost by yourself. So I would recommend you to look at Campus Key, My Domain, and Fountain Res if you strictly want to be off campus, but you still want that student-friendly lifestyle. On to expensive accommodation. expensive accommodation. Cape Town expensive accommodation, we're looking at top tier accommodation. We're looking at, you know, the big boys of accommodation. There's quite a few that I did do my research on. For expensive accommodation, we're looking at buildings that are targeted to professionals and a few students. So for example, the building that I stay in is not necessarily a high, like full of students. I literally, like, the guy who stays next door to me on this side literally stays with his wife and kids, and the guys who stay next door to me this side are literally 3 guys who are already all working, and then like it's me, low second year student, squashed in between. So my building is not necessarily a student, you know, an extremely student building, but it does have quite a few students. But I have met a lot of people with different, you know, different careers, different professional parts of life. So if you are watching this video and you're not a student, this portion will probably be for you, because you can pay the type of rent because you have a job. So yeah, first and most expensive accommodation that I would say in the student area. Okay, this is not the most expensive accommodation in Cape Town. This is the most expensive accommodation in the student area, and that is probably the Winchester. The Winchester is literally like, you know, a kilometer away from me, like just down the road. The Winchester is very, very nice building. Got a cafe downstairs. That's how nice it is. So it's got a cafe downstairs. This is if you're like a bougie student, you want to live good, you've got the money to pay this type of rent. It's got a cafe downstairs, very nice. So maybe like you're in a rush to do classes and you just don't have the time to cook and you just want a nice quick English breakfast. I'm sure you can just go dash there and get, you know, club sandwich and a nice cappuccino. So that's literally the Winchester. At the Winchester, I think the cheapest room at the Winchester, when I was touring it, I'm not sure if the prices have changed. I was touring it beginning of this year in January, and the cheapest room there was going for 9,000 rand to 10k, which is about 108,000 rand per year. So this is, like I said, this is things where you meet a lot of people who are working, people with their own cars, and if you want to be a student there, obviously the rent is not going to change because you're a student. So yeah, the Winchester is a very nice place. It's got very nice studio apartments, very, very beautiful, nice polished floors, nice walls, very clean as well, nice garage. You get your own parking spot. There's a very beautiful pool as well. There's a nice gym, there's a cafe. Very, very nice accommodation. If you're a student and you want top tier accommodation, the Winchester is the way to go. But obviously you're going to have to pay the price to be living in a place like that. So yeah, the Winchester is a very nice accommodation. It is an observatory. You can Google it if you want. Next, number 2, we're going to be talking about, I would say the second most expensive is probably, it's a tie between the Paragon, which is my building, and then Westwood, which is a building like around the corner from where I stay. So the Paragon, obviously I can literally talk about this building all day because I live here. I live in a single room. I've got my own kitchen, I've got my own living area, which I use as a study. I don't have a couch and TV. I literally turn my living area into a study room. It's literally full of books. It's got shelves and a desk, and then I've got my own bathroom. Very nice kitchen. I'm sure you guys have seen it in my videos. I've got a very nice kitchen. You know, it's all white, which is very, very nice. I've got a big balcony, so, and I've got 2 parking spots, but I don't have a car. I don't have a car, but I've got 2 parking spots. So yeah, the Paragon is a very, very nice building. I've got a lot of friends here who are actually students. There are quite a few people who stay here. The rent is definitely on the expensive side, especially for a single room apartment like this one. You're looking at rent of about 9,000 to 10,000 rands per month, and that is non-furnished, by the way. I don't know if there's actually any single rooms that are furnished. I've never asked anyone, but my place was not furnished, which means I had to buy my own bed, I had to buy my own fridge. You have to buy, I didn't have to buy a washing machine because there are communal washing machines, but if you do want your own washing machine, you have to buy your own washing machine. And then this is also excluding electricity and Wi-Fi. So you can do the maths and just think about what type of rent you'll be paying per month if you want a single room. It's definitely on the expensive side, but would I say it's worth it? 100%. I would not trade living in private accommodation like this for anything in the world. So yeah, I personally do love it. There's a pool here, there's a gym, there's a study area. Well, not really a study area, just like a desk and chairs, but there's a study area. There's a TV room where boys usually play FIFA and stuff like that. Yeah, and you get your own parking spots, so pretty nice. The security is also top tier. We've got very nice security guards here. What more would you want? Then if you're looking at a double room, you're looking about 10 to 11,000 rands per month. As I said before, if you're going to be sharing a room with someone or sharing an apartment with someone, it is definitely going to be more cheaper than having your own place by yourself. Obviously, having your own place by yourself is absolutely amazing because of the freedom, the independence, the quietness. You can study by yourself, but you have to pay the price of being by yourself and having a nice place to yourself. So obviously, if you're going to be sharing with someone, if you're looking at about 12,000 rands per month, you're paying about 6k again. So yeah, most expensive apartment in the Paragon is probably about 14,000. That is a 3-room, people. I don't think there's 4 rooms. That's 3 rooms. So that's mainly families. That's mainly guys with their kids and stuff like that. And then obviously another thing is, I've noticed that at the Paragon, the ground floor is actually more expensive than the rooms which are higher, which doesn't make sense, but it does make sense. The rooms which are higher have smaller balcony, and then my balcony and everyone else on the ground floor is maybe 15 to 20 meter square balcony. And our apartments come with bright stands. So yeah, it's more expensive to stay on the ground floor than on the floors above. And apartments in the Paragon, I think they're all fully booked right now. I'm not sure if there's any apartment at the Paragon which is not booked. When I came here, I think there were 6 people who wanted to get into this very same apartment, but I only got here because the other payments lapsed and they weren't able to get in. So I got this apartment, but there were about 6 people applying for this single room, of which one of them was a doctor, because right next door to the Paragon is the Grutus Cure Hospital. You can do your research, look up videos online and stuff. Let me know if you guys want a tour of the Paragon. Maybe I'll actually do like a building tour if I have time. Then we've got the Westwood, which is in Orbs, another very beautiful studio type of apartment. A lot of professional people working there and a couple of students. 1 bed, 1 bath. You're looking at about 9,750 rands per month, which is about 117,000 rands per year. So yeah, obviously the Westwood is another very expensive one. A very, very beautiful apartment that they showed me. Like, the girl who was living in there was living really good. It was a beautiful apartment, beautiful outdoor area, nice kitchen, nice bathroom. Obviously the space that I've got in my apartment is more than hers, but I would say that just the setup and the way things were in her apartment, it had this very nice oasis feeling to it. So yeah, check out the Westwood. And then 2 bed, 1 bath, you're looking at about 16,000 rands per month, which is a whopping amount. That is very expensive, but that will be 8,000 per person if you're going to be moving in with a friend. I do not recommend you to get a 2-bed apartment if you're going to be moving in by yourself. There's no reason why you should be paying 16k a month on anything if you're by yourself. Looking at the Eden, which is also an observatory, literally down the road from me again. There is the Rondebosch, which is down in Rondebosch, 4 or 5 kilometers away from me as well. So look at the Eden, look at the Rondebosch, look at the Paragon, look at the Winchester if you're looking for nice high quality student apartments. Guys, that's literally everything that I've got to say. I hope you guys have taken note of the buildings that I said. I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. I hope you guys got something from it. Don't forget to leave me a comment down below. A lot of people DM me on my Instagram. Please don't DM me on my Instagram unless you're trying to slide into my DMs. Don't DM me on Instagram because I get too many DMs, and for me to respond to all of them, sometimes it's a bit too many. So just if you have a comment or you have a question that you want to ask me, leave it down below in my video, because I reply to every single one of my comments every day. I'm always checking my comments, so leave it down below instead of DMing me on Instagram. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it was useful. I hope you guys got as much as you could from it. If you have any question, whether it's on rent, whether it's on my building, whether it's on different buildings, anything that you want to ask me, the application process, maybe leasing agreements, anything you need to really know, maybe the technical stuff of having an apartment by yourself or expensive, just let me know down below any video recommendations that you want to give me, and I'll catch you guys in my next video. I love you guys so much. Bye.